Today we are going to look at the 6th parable. 好，我哋今日大家聚會就喺呢度，我哋再嘗試學習，了解多少少呢本法華經。咁今日我哋係聽第6個譬喻。咁我哋已經睇咗5個譬喻啦。我哋尋日講咗依諸喻，我哋琴日講咗依諸喻啦。咁今日呢，我哋就講計諸喻。So we talk about the parable of the priceless jewel, which was hidden inside the rope yesterday. So today we talk about the parable of the priceless jewel on the top knot, or the top of the hair, right here. So 佢話呢個叫計諸喻或者叫頂諸喻 on the top of the head. This is chapter 14， 呢個係第14品。咁我哋仲有依止喻，就係聽晚講埋佢。So tomorrow, hopefully we will finish off with the parable of the physician, of the doctor, tomorrow. So this is the chapter 14. 咁今日呢個叫安樂行品第14，叫做計諸喻或者叫做頂諸喻。So this is chapter 14, and it's chapter 14. The title of the chapter is called Safe and Easy Practices. I would use different translation. Safe and peaceful practices. And the parable in here is the parable of the priceless jewel in the top knot. So this whole chapter, I don't know whether you have realized, actually almost each chapter, the audience is different. The audience is different. This time, chapter 14, the audience is Manjari Bodhisattva. And we all know that Manjari Bodhisattva is excelled in wisdom, right? Excelled in wisdom. So he is the top notch in wisdom. So the chapter actually started with the Buddha addressing to Manjari Bodhisattva. 好，安樂行品呢個第14品呢，係叫做計諸喻或者頂諸喻。咁呢個當機眾呢，就係文殊師利菩薩。咁大家都知道文殊師利菩薩係以智慧清明嘅，以智慧係佢嘅第一嘅。咁呢個大家唔知有冇留意得到呢？就係喺每一品呢，實在佢都有個當機嘅眾，當機眾啊。咁呢一品呢，就係文殊師利菩薩。咁我哋要明白第14品呢，我要喺13品度攞少少嘢出嚟，就同大家講一講點解有第14品呢個機緣出嚟。So in order to actually start to expound, talk about 14. Can I borrow your chapter 13, please? We have to actually look at this little one in chapter 13. 俾我啦。第13品啊，叫勸持品。The 13th chapter is the chapter on upholding the Sutra. 第13品佢開始嘅時候呢，佢就講呢個，佢話爾時藥王菩薩摩訶薩及大樂說菩薩摩訶薩與2萬菩薩眷屬俱，皆於佛前作是誓言啊。喺第13品呢，佢嗰個 佢嗰個開始咧就係咁講嘅。佢哋話佛陀你唔好擔憂啊！我哋咧會點樣啊？我哋會點樣啊？唯願世尊不以為累，我等於佛滅後當奉持讀誦説此經典啊！你入滅之後呢，我哋係會奉持，即係話依教奉行。奉即係話我聽聞，持即係話我做，我聽咗嘅，我學咗嘅，我要做。讀誦即係好似我哋而家咁啦，讀啦，誦就係背啊，誦啊記住啊，背啊直頭完全背嘅。然後説此經典，即係話將佢弘揚出去。奉持讀誦説此，咁呢個就係藥王菩薩同大樂說菩薩、摩訶薩呢啲大菩薩同埋20000個菩薩，佢哋同佛陀講：你入滅之後，我哋會繼續弘揚呢個法啦嚇。咁佢話仲有係後惡世眾生善根轉少，多增上慢，貪利供養增不善根，即係話日後嚟嘅眾生呢。佢哋善根會越嚟越薄啊，越嚟越薄弱啦。佢哋個我慢心越嚟越高啊，而越嚟越乜嘢啊？貪圖供養，貪圖得到利益。而因為佢貪圖得到呢個利益嘅時候呢，實在呢係點樣啊？因為有貪念啊，所以增不善根啊。喺個不善呢個根門上邊呢，點樣啊？一路增加，遠離解脫啊！走喺正道係往相反嘅方向而走。咁藥王菩薩同埋諸大菩薩就話：雖然係咁難教啊，我哋會點樣？當起大忍力，讀誦此經，持説書寫種種供養，不惜生命。呢啲菩薩，呢啲大菩薩話：佛陀，你入滅之後，我哋不單止自己奉持讀誦書此經典。而且我哋會修點啊？當起大忍力，無論嗰個環境幾辛苦，無論個環境幾大挑戰，我哋會點樣讀誦此經？即係話以呢個此經為佢自己啊修行嘅根本，持説書寫種種供養，不惜生命啊！就算要死啊，要危害到自己嘅生命，我哋都唔會放棄。嗱，呢個勸持品呢，就係藥王菩薩同咁多個大菩薩呢，同佛陀落咗呢個承諾㗎。咁即係好似我覺得就好似而家我又唔係藥王菩薩啦，我又唔係大樂說菩薩啦，我完全都唔係菩薩啦，我就係一個小尼啫。咁但係畢竟我20幾年喺寶林啦，擔起咗呢個重建呢個責任。今日下晝先至開咗3個半鐘頭地盤工程會，逢親星期4都係咁。睇住個工程一日啊咁。但係雖然話個工程延誤啊，因為嗰個疫情嘅問題。咁但係呢個就係責任啦。你哋都曾經聽過。如果你未聽過呢，你就算聽過呢，你當今次係第一次聽。我曾經都成日都講啦，我話有好多信徒都同我講，見到喺西方弘法啦咁困難啦，曾經問過我：師父，你有冇諗過執包袱走嘅咁？執包袱啊，即係你知執包袱咩意思啊？嚇，即係走佬啊！我話我樣樣都諗過啊，樣樣都諗過，就係冇諗過執包袱走啫。即係我有諗過話，不如我去匿埋去放下假啦，或者係不如揾人接下班啦。但係冇諗過執包袱走嘅，從來冇諗過。我即係點解會冇諗過？因為承諾咗嘛，承諾咗師父老和尚要承擔呢個責任，無論點艱難。咁我都未去到有危害生命啦，係咪啊？有幾咁艱難啫，都冇危害生命。我仲坐喺度仲五官齊全，4肢都圓滿，仲可以行得，仲可以走得，係咪？咁實在係 如果你走喺學佛嘅道上邊，我哋真係要好似啲菩薩摩訶薩咁啊！大菩薩即係菩薩摩訶薩啊！不惜生命，亦好似玄奘大師或者所有過往嘅高僧大德咁啊！不惜生命啊，要點樣啊？擔起呢個護法、弘法、行法、説法嘅責任啊！做唔到又譬如有啲係真係做唔到説法嘅，我至少我護法啦應該要譬如有法會啦，咁我做護法啦，我負責去洗廁所啊，我負責去煮飯啦，我負責去做行堂啊，諸如此類，呢個都係護法咁所以因為有呢個勸持品啦，所以先至有第14品出現。Okay, so we have to look at why would this chapter 14. We have to go back to look at chapter 13. There is a very important reasons why there is a chapter 14 in chapter 13. And so, in chapter 13, that is on page 255 in the English version, it says, "We beg you, well-honored one, do not worry." So it was addressed. The chapter 13 was addressed to Yot Wang Posat, the medicine king, and all the Mahabodhisattvas. And they said at that time the Bodhisattva medicine king and the great one and the Bodhisattva great delight in preaching, the great one with all the following of 20,000 Bodhisattvas. They all, in the presence of the Buddha, made a vow and say, "Buddha, after the extinction of the Buddha, we will honor you. Don't worry." They said, "Do not worry. After the extinction of the Buddha," that means after the Buddha went into nirvana, "we will honor and embrace. We will read and recite. We will teach this sutra." So it says here, read and recite. It's not just read and recite. It's read, recite, and memorize. Okay? I know. I'm giving you a very tough job. Read, recite, and memorize, okay? And teach this sutra and talk about this sutra. And then it says, in the evil age to come, living beings will have fewer and fewer good roots. While their utter arrogance will increase, the desire for profitable offerings will grow. Or the desire for profitable offerings. How would they get the offerings? They will what? They will proactively try to connect with those people who are able to offer to them. You know what? Like grabbing or pushing for a connection. So, 我哋叫攀緣啊，So, and then increasing the roots that are not good, that means craving, right? Taking them further away from liberation. So then it continues. He said, though it may be difficult to teach and transform them, but we will have the strength of great patience and will read and recite this sutra, embrace, teach, and copy it, and make all kinds of offerings to it without sparing our bodies or lives. That means they are willing to actually sacrifice their body or part of their bodies or even their life to what? To continue to teach and copy, embrace and recite and protect and read this sutra. So when I was reading this the other day, I was thinking of, similar to my own experience. There's nothing I can compare with all these Mahabodhisattva or the Bodhisattva of the medicine king. I cannot compare with them. But that is my little experience. My own experience is, for the last 25 years, having moved from Southeast Asia to Canada to take up this responsibility of establishing a nunnery here, and then take up the responsibility of teaching. And even though I'm really not good in I'm really not good in teaching, but because this is the responsibility that I need to take up as a nun and as a monastic and as such a senior monastic in the Sangha, then I need to to take up that responsibility. And now that responsibility of constructing this new meditation center of Vihara. And then as you have heard before, actually a lot of people seeing that what a tough task that is, and they have now and then they will ask me, or people will ask me, Sifu, with such difficult task, have you ever think of fleeting here? Is that fleeting or flat? Flee or fleeing? Yeah, fleeing here. I said, no. This is the last thing this is not the last thing I ever think of. This is the only thing that I never thought of. I won't pack my bag and go. And I have thought of many ways trying to take a break or whatever, but fleeing, no, never. It's so strange. Maybe because I'm actually quite a responsible person. If I have promised, then I will try my best. I don't think I can compare that with the Mahabodhisattva, with sparing their bodies or lives, but I will try my best. Okay, so that is chapter 13. You can see these Mahabodhisattvas, all these Mahabodhisattvas actually were reassuring the Buddha that they will upkeep this sutra. They will upkeep and protect this sutra. And then there comes this chapter 14. The chapter 14, that is the request for the teaching. So 咁咧就嚟，所以咧就由第13品咧帶咗落嚟第14品啦。第14品咧就係呢啲大菩薩去請法啦。呢大菩薩係以是文殊師利法王子菩薩摩訶薩巴佛言：世尊是諸菩薩甚為稀有，敬信佛故發大誓願，於後惡世護持讀說是法華經。嗱，呢度同前邊13品好相似嚇。我哋於後惡世護持讀說是法華經，我哋答應我哋點樣，我都要護持同埋讀誦書寫説法華經。佢係世尊啊，但係佢哋問一個問題啊，佢係世尊啊，菩薩摩訶薩嚇，佢係世尊啊，大菩薩摩訶薩。於後惡世云何能説是經呢？嗱，呢個就係問題啦。佢話呢文殊師利菩薩，文殊師利菩薩就問世尊，佢話係喺惡世出現嘅時候，我哋知道我哋自己嘅責任，護持、讀誦、書寫，但係我哋點可以講呢本經呢？咁云何能説是經呢？咁呢個就係問咯，請法咯啊！請佛陀話俾佢聽，我哋應該點做啊？咁。So the Mahabodhisattva has made such a vow to uphold the sutra, and there comes this chapter 14. Chapter 14, it says, Mansuri Bodhisattva said to the Buddha, the world-honored one, Buddha, rare indeed are such bodhisattvas. Those bodhisattvas upholding the sutra are very rare, sparing the bodies or lives. But respectfully obeying the Buddha, they have made great vows that in the evil age to come, they will defend, embrace, read, recite, and teach this Dharma, this Lotus Sutra. But Buddha, how will these bodhisattvas, the great ones, be able to teach this sutra in the evil age to come? That's the question. That's the request for teaching. Request of Mansuri Bodhisattvas and the congregation to the Buddha, the Mahabodhisattva. How can we teach this sutra in the evil age to come? It's not to come, it's here. It's here already, isn't it? It's really a dark age now. And I think in all of our life, this is the darkest time. Even though when we were little, we were very small, we were very poor, but there is no this sense of non-safe, like danger. It's just poor. It's just not enough food. That's all. But there is no this feeling of danger. No this feeling of like death is so imminent. Of course, as a Buddhist, we should carry that thought of death all the time. But still, coming back to think about that when we were little, even as poor as we were, we never have that thought, right? Never have that thought. But now, it is actually, I can see, I'm not scared, but I can see there is a lot of fear in the public. And so the evil age to come, no, this is already evil age. 我頭先嗰個講就話惡世啊，惡世第時惡世嚟到嘅時候點樣？惡世唔使第時啊，而家已經係惡世啦，係咪啊？而家已經係惡世啊！我即係而家講起就諗下，雖然我哋細個咁窮啊，冇飯食啊，冇飯開啊，所以咁窮，但係喺嗰陣時候唔會覺得好危險嘅。係咪啊？冇飯食啫嘛，咪就係捱下肚餓，冇餸，淨係食飯，用豬油撈飯，用豉油豬油撈飯就係咁多。但係係唔夠飽，係冇得食啫。但係未至於會感覺危險。雖然我自己唔會感覺危險，但係我會睇到出邊社會大眾有好多恐懼，好多恐懼，好多恐慌。呢個就係惡世啊！我哋喺有生之年，我哋從來都唔會諗到我哋會喺一個咁惡嘅世間入邊。I don't think we ever thought that we will be in such an evil world ever, right? Never have predicted that, right? Yeah. So, since they have asked this question so earnestly, so humbly. So the Buddha answered them. 咁文殊師利菩薩同咁多菩薩大眾就請佛教佢哋嘅時候，佛就答覆佢哋啦。呢個就係佛答俾佢哋嘅答案。This is the answer that the Buddha has given them. 佛告文殊師利曰：菩薩摩訶薩於後惡世，欲說是經，當安住四法。實在呢個就係成個安樂行品嘅要旨。So if any Buddha suffer, the Buddha reply, if any Buddha suffer, great ones, or actually he should really use Maha Bodhisattva, the great Bodhisattva. The Bodhisattva great ones is actually sort of like funny translation, right? I don't know, maybe because I'm not English speaking, but I would use the great Bodhisattva, or great Bodhisattva. I want to teach this sutra. I'm not picking on him, but this is just personal preference. I think sometimes one or two words will actually bring out the meaning much more. So if any Bodhisattva great ones want to teach this sutra in the evil age to come, or in the evil age, the Buddha said they should dwell at peace in the four teachings. So I want to actually explain the word in Chinese, 安住. So I am using different translation as Dr. Reeves used, dwell at peace. Did he use dwell at peace? I think he did. Dwell at peace in four teachings, yeah. So I'm going to explain 安樂呢兩個字. So hopefully you may catch the glimpse of a deeper meaning than just than just dwell at peace or safe and easy practices。我用呢個中文去嘗試解釋一下呢個安樂呢兩個字嚇。安者即係話我哋身體冇危險叫做安。譬如我哋身體有危險嘅，身處一個危險嘅地方，或者我哋病啦，知道自己可能命不久矣啦，咁嗰陣時你知道自己身體唔係安嚇，或者你去旅行，去嗰啲好偏僻嘅地方，好落後嘅地方，坐啲吉普車，好似行下去都呢個機器又跌一嚿出嚟，嗰個機器又跌一嚿出嚟，你就自己覺得自己個身體呢個生命有點危險啊，咁嗰就唔會叫安嚇。所以呢個安呢，就係講身嘅 ，OK？ 呢個樂呢，就係講乜嘢？就係講心嘅。呢個心入邊呢，係冇擔憂、冇煩惱嘅。煩惱係包括有憤怒啊，或者貪啊，或者無明啊，或者愚痴啊，或者瞋啊，或者慢啊，或者疑啊等等嚇，冇憂惱嘅，冇擔憂，冇憂惱嘅。OK， 咁安樂，所以大家睇到安樂行嘅解咩？實在呢個意思點解呢？安樂行即係話身安心樂，身體覺得係好安全嘅。好似我頭先咁講，我哋細個雖然窮，但係身體覺得好安全。夜晚瞓覺可以唔使鎖門嘅。我哋住喺啲4層嘅舊樓，嗰啲4層舊樓啲樓梯轉彎抹角噶嘛。我哋唔會驚有賊佬打劫嘅。啲信箱冇鎖噶嘛，我哋唔會驚人哋攞咗啲嘢嘅。點啊？身安心都樂，心係快樂嘅，心係冇憂惱嘅。咁我哋先點啊？乃能進行，即係乜嘢？我哋先至可以真正去修行。我哋真正先可以去做事。你可以講話做事又得，修行又得。Okay, so I'm actually trying to explain these two words, using these two Chinese words to explain to you actually the title of this chapter. So, on, safe. That means physically, you are free from dangers. You are free from risks. For example, if you are traveling into very remote places and you are in a jeep, and then you suddenly heard this jeep cranking and some of the engine parts fall out. And then you go further and another cranking and then another engine part fall out. Then you will start to worry, hey, my body, my physical life is in danger. Wouldn't you? That means that it's not free of danger anymore. Or when we are sick, then when we are dying, we think, well, I'm dying. So would you? Then the body is not feeling like free of danger, right? There's a danger of death coming, very imminent, right? Okay, so that's the first word about safe. It's physically free of dangers, free of risks. And then the peace law. Peace means free of worries and defilements. So this free of worries and defilements, it could be greed, it could be anger, animosity, it could be ignorance, it could be doubt, it could be arrogance, it could be anything. Anything that disturbs your mental stability, then it is a defilement. It is an affliction. Okay? So this practice, the Buddha said the four teachings is the teachings of safe and peace. So you practice safely and peacefully, or practice safely and peacefully, or practice with safety and peace. I think that would be a better translation. Not safe and easy practices. It's practice with safety and peace. Okay? So, because I read Chinese, so it's actually really a clearer and deeper meaning. I can bring out clearer and deeper meaning about this. Otherwise, it's just very different. Okay, so and then the body is safe, the body be safe, and then the mind be at peace during the practice. So, for example, when we are here listening to the discourse, to the Dharma teachings, then your body is safe because you know that right now, at least at this moment, it's safe. The roof is not coming down, and there is no fire, nothing. So the body is safe, and you are well, you are healthy, and our mind is hopefully at peace, because you are busy listening. But whether you can really hear it is different, right? So at least that body and mind is really not wobbling, right? So during practice, so what we are practicing. You're practicing on hearing, and I'm practicing in teaching. So we have to feel safe and at peace in order to continue with this practice, right? Okay, so the Buddha said there are four of such practices, right? So the whole half of the sutra is talking about these four. So I summarize them. I make them into very simple summary so that you can actually easily remember or recall them or try to remember them. Okay, so there are four different parts, and then the first part, 咁大家都知道係四安樂行品嚇。咁就係我就唔會跟住個經文一路去講，因為經文入邊呢啲文字呢會比較深啊咁咧同埋好長複啊，好長啊，咁所以呢，我就做咗一個總結嚇。咁我就喺將呢四安樂行品呢，就做咗4個總結。每一個總結，每一個安樂行品呢，我就會俾一啲好簡單嘅安樂行俾大家，等大家容易記得，容易聽，容易記得。Okay, so the four practices. So the first one is bodily. 第一個就身安樂行身安樂行。The first one is bodily, in practicing in safety and peace. 第一個叫遠離豪勢。The first one is distant from the rich and powerful. So true, huh? The Buddha was so wise, huh? Very wise, huh? Very wise, huh? 遠離豪勢啊，即係話呢，富豪同埋有勢力嗰啲人，點解會係咁呢？因為佢哋嗰個氣勢好大嘅，好容易點樣啊？讓我哋呢會失去咗我哋自己嗰種覺知，讓我哋呢好容易點樣啊？隨波逐流啊！好容易讓我哋點樣會開焰奉承佢哋或者佢哋唔啱我哋都話佢啱啊！佢哋唔啱我哋都選佢啊嗰啲啦嚇。So why do we have to distance from the rich and power? Because sometimes they could be very overpowering. And we can easily be swept away by their power, by their wealth, and we won't dare to actually confront them. Right? 呢個係第一個安樂行。啲字係比較細啊，因為我想寫晒一個喺一頁嗰度。你將佢放大嚟睇啦嚇。第二個呢，就遠離邪人邪法。The second one is distant from the unwholesome people and their teachings。咁大家都知啦，遠離邪人邪法好簡單嘅啫，實在好顯淺，好容易明白。 如果一個人叫你，我哋而家叫你，而家我哋個個都話，我哋出街要戴口罩啊，我哋做唔到6尺嘅呢個社區隔離嘅距離嘅話，我哋一定要戴口罩啊，我哋要成日要洗手啊咁。咁啊有啲人咧邪咧就唔係話一定佢嗰啲做啲好壞嗰啲事先叫邪，總之係唔正確嘅啦，已經係叫邪。咁佢就話：你都傻㗎，使乜啫？你快啲啦，我哋去飲酒啦，我哋出去睇戲啦，攬頭攬計啦咁。咁實在嗰啲已經係行緊邪法啦。咁當然啦，如果以佛陀講嘅話，邪人邪法，即係話離開呢個正法就叫做邪法啦。咁教你邪法嗰人就係邪人啦。Okay，so here it says distance from the unwholesome people and teachings. So you can look at it from different level, or from different depth of unwholesomeness. The first unwholesome, the more mundane one is, for example, now our doctors, our premier always advise us if we cannot keep the 6 feet social distance, please wear a mask, go home and wash your hands, do not gather unnecessarily, and all those. So those are to protect ourselves and protect others. But if those unwholesome people say, come on, that's crazy, it's not necessary, how can we be infected? Don't worry. That is unwholesome. That is unwholesome. Of course, on a mundane surface. But with the Buddha, if it is the Buddha's teaching, what is unwholesome people and teachings? That is the path that actually leads you away from the right path, from what the Buddha taught, the Eightfold Noble Path. Okay, the liberation from defilements. That is unwholesome. Any teachings, any people who try to persuade you to leave this path, those are unwholesome people and unwholesome teachings. Okay? 第三就係遠離兇險嬉戲，大家好容易明白啦，即係危險嗰啲遊戲咩呢？我前兩年去澳門講學嘅時候呢，就見到佢哋喺個海邊嗰度有棟高樓大廈，咁有啲人喺嗰個高樓大廈度跳落嚟，原來嗰啲叫笨豬跳。我第一次聽，原來嗰啲叫笨豬跳。嗱，嗰啲實在就係好危險嘅嬉戲。我哋需唔需要玩啲咁危險嘅嬉戲呢？我哋唔需要啦。咁當然啦，你話好安全㗎，佢有條安全帶㗎，咁點安全嘅帶都會有無常出現嘅。我哋遠離嗰啲咁危險嘅嘢譬如打獵啊，打獵係兇險嘅嘢嚟㗎，我哋應該要遠離佢咯。Okay, so the distance from dangerous acts and plays and sports. So a few years ago, I went to Macau to teach, and so after the teaching, I left for the ferry to go and take the ferry, and I saw there was a very high rise. I don't know how many stories, maybe 70, 80, 100 stories. I don't know. And then I saw people jumping out from there. What is that act called in English? Oh, it's the same? Oh, bungee jumping. 中文叫笨豬跳。跳 is jumping. Bungee jumping. And I look at it, what is going on there? People jumping off the roof? It's bungee jumping. Huh? Start from where? New Zealand. Jump from the bridge. Yeah. Did you try that? Oh, okay. In Australia, they have that too, eh? From the bridge, I remember. But I didn't do. I don't know. This is too dangerous. Dangerous acts and sports. And hunting. Hunting is a dangerous sport. Dangerous to what? To cause danger to all other animals, and also could cause danger to yourself, right? So dangerous acts. 遠離旃陀羅，旃陀羅咧就係印度嘅人咧，係嗰啲武士嚟㗎。旃陀羅咧即係話你要遠離佢哋，因為點解啊？佢哋成日以暴力去降服人哋㗎。Okay, distance from the Khattiya. You all know who is the Khattiya, right? The royal warriors. The warriors. So they will always use force to subdue people. So make sure you get away from these people so that you be safe bodily. 遠離二乘眾。點解要遠離二乘眾？你就會有新安樂行呢？因為點解啊？當你見到二乘眾嘅時候呢，而佢哋咁安穩啊，咁安穩嘅時候呢，哇！佢個身好因為成日喺個禪定度嘛，好多時喺個禪定嗰度，哇！好舒服啊，好自在啊。咁嘅時候呢，你就會俾佢吸引到呢，你就唔會想繼續去修行，因為佢會妨礙你修大乘。Okay, so the fifth one is distance from those lesser vehicles practitioners. Why do you have to distance from them in the Lotus Sutra? Because these Shravakas and Pratyeka Buddhas, because they have attained such a nirvana, definitely they have quite a deep meditation, and there is kind of bliss in there. So that bliss could be very attractive to other people, because as you know, the body is so light and so pleasant. So if we will be attracted to to their practices, then we will give up the practice on this great vehicle. Okay, so we will be distracted very easily and give up physically to strive forward. And remember, in the castle city, they give up because why? Physically is too challenging. Right? 記得喺化成御品嘅時候，佢哋半途而廢啦，係咪啊？因為太辛苦啦嘛。好啦，遠離欲想。The sixth one is distance from desires. 咁點解我哋要遠離欲想呢？因為我哋好多個慾望都係點樣啊？都係要滿足呢個身體嘅咋。嗱，我哋食嘢係滿足我哋嘅身體，我哋着衫又係滿足呢個身體，我哋去剪頭髮你哋去化妝係滿足個身體啊。等個塊面靚啲，去剪頭髮等個頭靚啲，着嗰啲衫着靚啲，等個身靚啲做多啲運動嘅時候諗自己 fit 啲、大隻啲、好睇啲諸如此類。咁呢啲係慾望財色名食睡嘛Okay, distance from desires. So what are the desires? Why do we have to distance from the desires? Physically, how can we actually attain bodily honor, safety and peace? Well, are you satisfied with whatever you have bodily? Okay, so if you're not, then you will spend so much time in fixing your hair so that you'll be at peace with your hair or with your head, or with your face. You put cosmetics on so that when you look at yourself in the mirror, you see, this is quite peaceful. This is very pleasant, right? So that's why it's distance from these desires to bring on this peace in bodily. As long as you have enough, you don't need. How much you need and how much you want is very different. 你所需要嘅同你所想要嘅係唔一樣嘢嚟㗎，遠離不男之人啊！咁佢呢度有講嘅，不男之人係乜嘢呢？即係有時係男，有時係女，有時係不男不女，有時又係男又係女，嗰啲叫不男，即係5種不男之人，好似我記得係咁實在 喺呢度咧，有啲人咧就會覺得佢有啲歧視啦。咁啊係而家先至話即係對呢個性取向咁開放啫，係咪？舊陣時，我諗2000幾百年前，就算有咁嘅性取向嘅話，都冇人都會講出嚟。咁就呢度我自己覺得咧，遠離不男之女應該都可以講係遠離不女之人都得㗎。不男之人，我都可以講遠離不女之人都得㗎。咁但係即今時係唔同往日啦。喺以前咧，呢個佢哋覺得可能係邪惡啊，或者係點樣啊？又或者以前佢哋會覺得啊，可能呢啲人咧就會對個社會有危害，諸如此類㗎。咁但係即係時間又變咗啦，同埋個社會都唔係嗰個社會啦。咁而且呢個社會係印度嘅社會啊，我哋要記得，印度嘅社會亦都係一個好保守嘅社會嚟嘅。嗱，同我哋而家呢個社會係已經好唔同嘅。咁所以雖然係有咁嘅説法，但係我哋自己亦都唔應該去生起種種嘅歧視。Okay, so here is a distance from the unmanly man. So in here, I think it actually mentioned five different kinds of unmanly men. Sometimes it's men, sometimes it's not men, and sometimes it's men and men, not men. And I think it's five different ones. So, but bear in mind that is in the old Indian tradition, in the old Indian society at that time. It's not like us nowadays, so open-minded, and also is in those days, I don't think anybody would address this kind of gender issues. And then also is, remember at that time in the Indian society is man is really the powerful gender among all, right? So here we don't have to worry about too much of it, I think. Okay, so next one is 遠離譏呵之事。Distance from those which will cause mocking or ridicule。譏呵即係咩呢？譏嫌苛責。譏嫌苛責呢，就係我可以舉一個好簡單嘅例子俾大家，就係以我哋出家人嘅戒律嚟講。譬如我自己一個人喺一間房呢，一個女眾喺一間房，或者一個男眾喺一間房呢，就唔會讓異性一個異性同佢一齊喺嗰間房入邊，或者要開門入去間屋，唔會一個比丘同一個女性同一時間行入一間屋入邊，明嘛？呢個就係點解啊？譏呵之事啦，即係避免俾人哋譏諷，避免俾人哋苛責。我記得好幾年前我喺北京有一次去北京弘法，咁嘅時候呢，我哋要喺北京揸車去入去嗰笪地方，要2-3個鐘頭嘅。咁啱啱落飛機就話要去食飯，咁佢哋已經安排好晒㗎啦。成個禮拜前已經安排好嗰間飯店，因為嗰度一路都冇素菜館嘅，喺鄉下地方。咁咧佢安排咗一個飯店，佢哋一落機就話俾我聽，師傅我哋已經好安排，未落機即係我未去到北京已經話俾我聽我哋已經安排好晒啦。咁咧同咗嗰間餐館講啊嚇，佢哋叫飯店講啦，就係佢哋咧已經同佢講晒啦，你係出家人嚟嘅，係要食素嘅，係唔好葱啊，冇蒜諸如此類。咁佢話嗰個餐館個老闆啊，飯店個老闆好好咧，就話佢買新煲、新鑊、新鑊鏟、新碗、新筷子，咁啊實在係好好噶啦，係咪全新噶嘛？咁啊好啦，開車去咗，唔係我開，即係佢啲信徒開車。去到一停車場，我見到，哇！嗰個招牌係咩招牌啊？狗肉店，食狗肉嘅地方啊！我話：哦，我唔去啊，我唔入。 師傅，佢唔係淨係賣狗肉㗎，佢叫狗肉店定唔係淨係賣狗肉？我話咁佢有賣狗肉，佢有賣狗肉。我話我唔去啊。佢話師傅唔使驚啊，佢哋全部用新鑊產啊，去俾一間房你㗎。我話我唔去啊。佢話你唔去？咁但我哋訂咗啦，我唔去啊，我唔食啊。我話你哋入去啦，你哋自己去啦。佢話唔得，師傅你要食飯。我情可唔食啊呢餐，我唔去啊，我點都唔去啊。咁佢哋真係唔明啦，佢哋梗係唔明我點解會咁，因為佢哋唔係佛教徒啊嘛，佢請我去教禪修都唔係佛教徒。咁佢話咁師傅你食咩啊？我話是但啦，你是但去街邊咧買啲嘢俾我食都得㗎啦。咁終於佢哋唔明，咁後尾我就解釋咗俾佢聽。我話你可以想像一下，我係一個出家人，同埋你哋成班在家人行入有一間狗肉店，坐低食飯，你估啲人會唔會埋嚟睇下？哎呀，你嗰啲係咪狗肉嚟㗎？因為你嗰啲係菜嚟㗎。哎呀，豆腐卜啊，佢會唔會咁樣啊？梗係唔會啊！哇，佢哋梗係會點啊？哇，你睇下嗰個和尚，嗰個師姑，佢梗係咁叫我嚟㗎啦，梗係唔會叫我比丘尼咁好聽，或者法師㗎咁好聽啊！一個和尚師姑，哎呀咁樣點樣啊？思無大讓係咪？肆無忌憚係啊，思無大讓都得㗎嗬。大無私養，肆無忌憚，大無私養咁樣行入嚟狗肉店度食飯喎。哇！真係光天化日去做惡事啦咁。嗱，呢個就係飢渴啦。OK 啊，呢個就係飢渴，要避免。咁我講咗呢樣俾佢哋聽就話，佢哋終於明白啦。佢亦都唔勉強我啦。終於我喺隔離咧，我喺隔離一個樓盤嗰度坐喺度等佢哋啊。咁啊，佢哋都冇喺入邊食，佢哋買外攞晒，叫個老闆咧炒晒外賣出嚟食。So distance from those which will cause mocking, ridicule, or defamation. I remember maybe 5-6 years ago, I was in Beijing. I went to Beijing they invited me to teach meditation there. But really not in Beijing, in the city, in the countryside, about 2 hours away from Beijing, because at the time of arrival, it was lunchtime. So they had already arranged a restaurant to cook vegetarian for me, because they specially went to the restaurant and told them it was a nun, a Buddhist monk, Buddhist nun coming to eat. And the owner was very, very kind, and he said, "Don't worry, I will buy new wok, I will buy a new ladle, I will buy new bowls." Everything was new. So they thought it was very okay, right? So after they pick us up, so we drove. So they were driving, and then we reached to this place, and I looked at the restaurant name. It said Dog's Meat Restaurant. I said, Dog's Meat Restaurant. They're a restaurant which sell dog's meat. I said, I'm not going in there. He said, no, Sifu, you have to eat. I said, no, I'm not going in there. And he said, no, don't worry. All the woks, all the ladles, all the spoons and bowls are all new. I said, no, I'm not going in there. He said, but you have to eat. I said, I rather be hungry. I'm not going in there. They said, so we will bring it out and you eat in the parking lot. No, I said, you move your car, please. Put me somewhere away from this place. I don't eat. I didn't even want to be in the parking lot. So, and then there was this high-rise condos there. They were on sale, and they had an open house. So they actually dropped me off there, and I waited in there for them. I said, I'm not going. So they tried to persuade me to go in there. Then I explained to them. I said, you see you if I walk into the dog's meat restaurant with you all? Do you think those people would just come and look, what are you eating? Are you really eating just vegetables? Or you are just eating tofu? They won't. They would just say, look at that Buddhist monk. Look at that Buddhist nun. They come into this dog's meat restaurant like as if nobody would know they are Buddhist. Like, so obvious that there's such a Buddhist, a monastic there. And they just come in like this. And they don't care. Look at that. Then that's defaming the Buddhist religion, the Buddhist teachings, right? So it's mocking you and mocking the whole. They wouldn't know my name is Sik Yingit. They only know I'm a Buddhist monastic. Then who are they defaming? Who are they mocking? They mocking the Buddhists. They're mocking the Buddhist teachings. It's okay if they mock me personally, but they don't. They won't because they don't know me. And after that, I'm gone. So they will mock the whole practice. They will mock the Buddha. They will mock all my fellow monastics, all my respected elders, right? So be away from them. So there was one really wonderful story. 遠離非軌之事啊！呢個即係話咧，遠離一啲不道德嘅行為啊，即係偷嘢啊、行淫啊、飲酒啊、酗酒啊，應該講啊，唔係淨係飲酒，酗酒啊，嗰啲叫非軌行，非軌即係遠離非道德嘅行為啊，即係起碼你要受5戒啦，係咪 ？So distance from the immoral, that means upkeep your morality, upkeep your sila.OK， 遠離蓄養年少弟子沙彌小兒，呢個呢，即係話呢，就係點解呢？因為呢，有啲人呢，即係無論係我哋東方嘅宗教又好，西方宗教都好，實在佢哋都會點樣啊？會養，譬如有時養啲孤兒啊。或者收啲年輕嘅人入嚟僧團啊，呢個僧團唔係一定係佛教僧團啊，可能西方宗教僧團都有。咁點解要遠離蓄養呢啲？因為嗰個養育嗰個責任好大好繁複㗎。咁如果係真係要修行呢個菩薩行成佛行嘅話呢，我哋就要遠離呢樣嘢啦。呢個當然係講菩薩行嘅人啦，係嘛？遠離蓄養年少弟子沙彌小兒，一定係對出家人講嘅。So and the next one is distance from raising young kids and shramaneras and like that. So why would you think that the Buddha would actually say that in order to practice in safety or practice safely and in peace, that you have to distance from raising these young kids or orphans. In the Western religion or in the Asian religions, it's actually a very common practice to adopt orphans or abandoned children into nunneries, monasteries, right? And why would the Buddha say, in order to actually uphold the sutra, you need to distance from these things? Because it's such a big responsibility to educate young kids, young shramanera and orphans and young practitioners. It's a very, very big commitment to educate them. Not really just not teaching them the Dharma, but even just educate them. Is really and a lot of responsibilities, and then with responsibilities there could be a lot of conflicts also, right? In raising kids, I like to raise it this way, I like to raise it this way, so that boom 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 all the time. Okay, so that is the Sun on Lok Hang. That's the bodily practices. Say on Lok Hang. Okay. Huh? 3 more to go. Fast. Okay. Speed up. How on Lok Hang. Okay. Safe and peaceful verbal practices. 不樂說人及經典過。不樂說人呢個係不樂啊，即係愛好咁解，唔係不樂啊嚇。不樂讀樂字，呢個係動詞嚟嘅。不樂說人及經典過，即係唔愛好講人或者講經典嘅過錯。我哋好容易啊，你睇下嗰個人啊，真係冇修嘅，受咗5戒啊，仲走去呢樣走去嗰樣啊。你睇下嗰個人啊，讀嗰本經啊，邊度夠我讀嗰本經咁好啊？咁啊，嗰本經啊咁薄，邊度夠我讀呢本經咁厚咁好啊？我嗰本經咁厚，一定係叻過嗰本咁薄嘅經啊！你咪以為260個字嘅心經好渣咯嚇？要讀點啊？要讀40卷嘅大般涅槃經先至夠叻啦咁啊！呢個就係拗說人啦嚇，愛拗即係喜好啊，喜好講人哋嘅不是，講經典嘅不是啊。So should not indulge in small talks about the teachings of the people. Okay, so yeah, look at her. Yeah, okay. They have already taken the 5 precepts and they still gossip and blah 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 blah. Or you see, they are always chanting the Heart Sutra. I am chanting the Parinibbana Sutra, which is 40 chapters, and their Heart Sutra is only 260 words. They are inferior. They are not as good as mine. Avoid that verbal conduct. 不輕慢不以大乘而輕藐小乘之人啊！呢個即係話乜嘢啊？即係我哋咧唔好睇小啊，唔好睇小啊！唔用大乘修行，而依小乘法去修行嘅人啊！即係我哋唔好睇小修小乘嘅人咯。即係你話啊，我啊〜好似好啦，我係依師父老和尚出家依大乘法去受戒嘅咁。咁我哋見到咧小乘嘅女士咧喺泰國啊，或者喺緬甸啊，而家喺斯里蘭卡都好啲啦，可以有唔係話好啲啊，即係佢哋開始有比丘尼戒啦。如果唔係佢哋只有10戒女，啊，即係話佢哋穿着白色衣啊，咁實在已經係三彌尼嚟㗎。咁啊，但係佢哋所謂小乘嘅國土，即係南傳嘅國土，佢哋冇大乘嘅傳戒啊嘛。咁我哋就話，睇唔起佢，我哋係大乘嘅，我哋大乘，佢哋小乘嘅咁。咁你已經點啊？睇小人啦，所以唔應該輕慢啊，輕視別人啊，傲慢啊，自己傲慢。So don't look down upon those who seek to become Svaraka or Pratyeka Buddha. 咁當然 of course here I think actually we should have actually to be a little bit more general is do not look down upon or do not belittle those people who are practicing Theravada and thinking that, oh, I'm practicing Mahayana, oh, I am big deal, and you are really little peanut. No. And even if you as a Bodhisattva, that's what the Buddha actually advising the Bodhisattvas. Bodhisattva Mahasattva, right? Even though you are a Bodhisattva, you should not belittle the Svaraka and the Pratyeka Buddha. Let alone us mundane people. Where are we? We are nowhere. Why are we so arrogant and think that we are so big and we are so powerful and we are so capable? We are nothing. We are really nothing. Okay? 當然啦，喺呢度佢佛陀係對呢個大菩薩摩薩去講啊對文殊師利菩薩講啊。咁你對文殊師利菩薩都要講啊！你哋唔好輕視呢個聲聞緣覺啊，同埋聲聞緣覺佢哋啊，同埋辟支佛啊，你哋千祈唔可以輕視佢哋啊！點解？因為大家都一切都係緣分嚟噶嘛，係咪 ？OK， 不讚歎亦不毀謗他， 即係話唔讚歎自己，亦都唔去毀謗別人啊。So 好容易嘅，即係好呢個好咩啦？人哋你做少少，你睇下我幾叻啊！你睇我幾叻啊！又唔好讚歎自己，又唔好讚歎別人，但係又唔好毀謗別人。呢個點解佢話唔好讚歎別人，又唔好毀謗別人？因為有時你讚歎別人嘅時候，未必係説真話嘅。但係又唔好毀謗佢，即係佢冇做嘅，你唔好夾硬屈佢，話佢有做。Okay, so the next one is do not praise or defame others. Why would you think that do not praise others? But bear in mind,嗱你記住咧，佛陀係同文殊師利講，文殊師利菩薩同埋眾菩薩講呢個事啊，唔好讚歎，實在叫佢唔好讚歎二乘人啊，但係亦都唔好毀謗二乘人。Do not praise or defame others. These others is not just general ordinary people. It's the lesser vehicles. So do not praise them so that they think that, this is enough. I don't need to go further on. And do not defame them, like do not look down upon them either. Okay? 不生怨嫌之心，即係厭棄咯。你真係渣啦！你唔夠我叻啦！我係文殊師利菩薩啦！你哋係渣啦！你哋只係聲聞緣覺啊！咁叫佢唔好怨氣嫌棄佢哋。So do not be envious or deceitful, and should not slight or abuse them or their teachings. This is actually, remember, the Buddha addressed that to Manjusri Bodhisattva. And so do not envious or deceitful towards those lesser vehicles people, or towards any people who have not attained as much as you have. And you say, oh, you go away. I don't like you. You're not to my level. You just go away. Don't sit next to me. 意安樂行，不嫉厭。意安樂行 mental practices, safe and peaceful mental practices. No jealousy and anger. We all know, right? If we are jealous, we are angry. Where is safety? Where is peace? 當我哋嫉妒，當我哋厭呢個厭曲嘅時候啊，我哋點會開心咧？點會有安樂咧？不輕罵，即係同頭先嗰個好相似嘅，即係同頭先嗰個，即係話我哋唔好容易去苛責，因為自己走在大乘佛法之路上邊，我哋唔好苛責小乘人就話，你哋真係冇用啊！走去修小乘法咁，唔好啊，唔好鄙視佢哋，唔好輕罵，唔好鄙視佢哋。So no arrogance and contempt. Because you are walking on this Mahayana path, and so you become so proud, and this pride leads you to contempt others who are practicing the lesser vehicle. Okay, and remember the 7 parables actually to subdue the seven different kinds of arrogance. 記住個七個比喻啊，實在係要讓我哋降服7種嘅我慢心。不擾亂啊，not causing not 不擾亂，大家都明白啦，即係個腦袋唔會話亂七八糟又唔會有好多嘅疑惑啊，或者分散散心咁。So not causing others doubt, regret or confusion. Okay. And 不爭競，即係即係唔同人哋點啊？唔同人哋比較。仲有咧，對眾生嚟講咧，平等説法，所有眾生都平等，唔會話我對你咧就 就講講部大頭經，我對你咧就講個260個字嘅經，或者我對你咧就開宴奉承煮一位大雀齋俾你食，咁對你咧就你食一個羅漢齋一碗白飯就好啦，咁冇呢咁嘅事嚇，冇咁嘅對眾生完全平等，但係到呢度喺個不爭競嗰度咧，實在係講最重要就係講個法，講法俾佢哋嘅時候咧，係要大家都平等，無論佢接收幾多，無論你覺得佢係聰明嘅，或者你覺得佢冇咁聰明嘅，你都係平等咁對待。Okay, no quibble or competition about the teachings. So, for all the beings, you have to be equal to teach them. Whether you think that they are very very sharp faculties or they have very dull faculties, you still teach equally and teach with patience. Okay, so the next one 到第4個就叫做誓願安樂行 ，the safe and peaceful vows。呢個誓願安樂行呢，佢話菩薩摩訶薩於後末世法欲滅時，有持是法華經者，於在家出家人中生大慈心。咁啊，呢個大慈心大家都知道咩叫慈？慈即係話給予喜悅，給予快樂，即係話我哋對喺在家人或者喺出家人入邊，我哋要成日點樣啊？發願我哋係為別人帶來喜悅嘅，帶來快樂嘅，唔係帶來煩惱嘅。OK， 然後第二呢，就係話於非菩薩人中生大悲心。非菩薩人中，即係話未成菩薩道嘅人入邊呢，我哋以菩薩為以下嘅人呢，生大悲心。悲心大家都知啦，就係拔苦啦，拔苦啦。咁就話喺唔係菩薩嘅人入邊未成菩薩道嘅人，我哋要點幫佢拔苦啊？OK， 所以嗱，我哋菩薩摩訶薩啦，你睇下。地藏菩薩咪點樣拔地獄眾生苦咯？觀音菩薩就係大慈大悲啦，大慈大悲憫眾生啦，係咪啊？呢啲就係全部係菩薩行啊。佢話應作是念，如是之人則為大失。如來方便隨宜說法，不聞不知不覺，不聞不信不解。其人雖不聞不信不解是經，我得阿耨多羅三藐三菩提是。呢度即係話呢，雖然佢哋唔明，佢哋唔信，佢哋亦都唔明白，又冇咁嘅覺知，又唔會去詢問，又唔去相信，又唔去了解，又唔去明白。但係當我得到呢個證咗呢個佛道嘅時候，隨在何地，以神通力智慧力引之，令得住是法中。我會點樣啊？用我所有嘅能力，當然啦係神通啦，六通啊，去點樣啊？去接引呢啲咁嘅眾生，在家出家人中或者非菩薩人中，點樣啊？令到佢能夠住喺呢個成佛之法中。呢個就係誓願，即係話我哋要時常要發呢個願。當我哋能夠發到呢個願嘅時候，我哋個心，我哋就會喺一個好安穩、好自在嘅空間入邊。Okay, so this is the safe and peaceful vows. It says, at the end of the age, when the Dharma is about to die, Bodhisattva great ones who receive and embrace this Lotus Sutra should have a spirit of great kindness towards lay people and monastics. So you remember great kindness, metta. Metta is to give joy, bring joy, right? To lay people and monastics. And a spirit of great compassion towards those who are not yet bodhisattvas Anybody who are not yet Bodhisattvas, we need to what? To have great compassion. Great compassion is helping them to alleviate them from sufferings. Anybody who hasn't reached the Bodhisattva state still suffer. Still has to go through the samsara. Right? Even you have attained a Sotapanna, you have 7 lives to come back. Right? And so that is what it meant by not yet Bodhisattva. So as Bodhisattva, Mahabodhisattva, one has to have this kind of vow all the time. And they should think such people have missed the Tathagata's preaching of the Dhamma by skillful means according to what is appropriate, because they have missed this Lotus Sutra. And they have not heard, they have not known, and they have not realized, they have not inquired, and they don't believe, and they don't understand. So when I have attained that supreme awakening, wherever I am, I will use my divine supernatural power and the power of wisdom. I will try to lead all these householders, or all these monastics, or all these people who are not yet Bodhisattva yet. I will lead them into the Dharma. I will bring Dharma into their lives so that they will start walking on this path towards great enlightenment. This is only the introduction. We'll call it a day. We'll do it tomorrow. Okay? I'd rather explain the 4 safety and peaceful measures in detail to you rather than just skim through it. 我情願同你哋講清楚4安樂行品係乜嘢，好過得個且過咁，淨係同你講嗰個譬喻咯。所以就係咁啦。So that's why it's like this. OK， 好啦，我哋回向啦，咁話。OK， 我哋 will dedicate our merits。願以此功德普及於一切我等與眾生，皆共成佛道。May these blessings extend to all, that we with all the living beings together will attain the Buddha way. 今日聽完4安樂行品呢，最尾嗰個係誓願安樂行品。希望大家都能夠可以每天呢都發一個願。我同你分享一下我自己每天朝頭早起身打完坐，讀完金剛經，拜完佛，我一定會發一個願。我一就係懺悔先啦，往昔所做諸惡業。然後呢，我就會發願，發願乜嘢呢？不為眾生不為自己求安樂，但願眾生得離苦。願我生生世世可以發菩提心，願我生生世世可以行菩薩道。呢個係我自己每天早上發嘅願。我諗我而家要夜晚都發埋，因為好似唔係好夠。睇完4安樂行品，自己都覺得個願力都未夠大。I want to share with you what I do in the morning. Once I get up in the morning, I meditate for an hour. Then I read Dhamma Sutra. Then I do my prostrations. Then after my prostrations, I will make a vow, and my vow is, of course, I will repent first for all the unwholesome deeds that I have performed, either this life or many lives. It's all because of these 3 poisons, and I wish to be corrected, to correct from them. And then I will vow. I will make a vow is I will practice not to actually to seek for safety and peace for myself. but I vow for all sentient beings to be free from sufferings. And I also vow I vow that for many lives to come, of course I won't be a Buddha this lifetime, and I won't be a Buddha next lifetime, definitely. There was still a very long path. And I vow that for many lifetimes to come, no matter where I am, I will vow to actually to continue to walk on this Bodhisattva path. Whether I will be, maybe one life I will be an animal, I don't know. But even as an animal, I will vow to have Bodhisattva vows. An animal could also be a Bodhisattva, you know. Animals could help other animals, could save other animals. You have seen dogs saving people. You have seen dogs. You have seen tigers saving, helping little other animals, not necessarily kill them. So even though maybe one lifetime I will have to be reborn as any lower realm, I'm sure that will happen. That will happen. And I'm not afraid. I'm not scared. But I vow that I will walk on this Bodhisattva path. That is my vow. And that's why I take time to explain this 4 teachings of practices in safety or practices of safety and peace. 就因為咁我所以即係要花啲時間講安樂行品就係咁解。So that's my little secret I share with you. 我少少私人嘅秘密。Okay, so I hope you will start making some vow, not for the sake of yourself, but for the sake of all sentient beings. And so that you will connect with more and more sentient beings. You will be inspired by many other sentient beings. Okay? 好啦，我哋晚安啦。張師傅，你哋聽得開唔開心啊？You happily listening to the teachings? Good. 咁好啦。咁啊，今晚發願咯喎。Now tonight, before you go to bed, make a vow, okay? Tomorrow, after you wake up, make a vow, okay? 聽朝一醒嘅時候，有發願咯喎，好唔好啊？自己唔發願嗰日，自己唔好食飯咯。好 ，If you forget to make a vow, don't eat your meals that day. Okay. All right. So good night.